It all started really with the generosity of spirit in a game of basketball and has turned into a very important date in the Mount Roskill community's diary. Once a week, a group of locals are chipping away at the crime stats of their area. At the heart of the initiative lies with their community police presence. They're working from the inside out in a concerted effort to keep their young people out of prison, off the streets and away from gangs. Sasha McNeil met this community who have found there is indeed a better way.
I remember when I first got the job out here and I drove down the street and there was, basically it was pretty negative.
That was 10 months ago. Glen Green had just started work as a community constable in Mount Roskill, an area struggling with youth crime.
How you doing? Good to see you, mate. In for some hoops or what? Yep.
Back then, this would have been an unlikely friendship.
2-on-2, mucker? Okay. Yeah, mate. All right. It's one.
By shooting hoops, Constable Green made a connection with some of the young people on his beat.
Two. Started playing basketball in uniform on purpose, just to be able to say, hey, let's just play some ball to open those lines of communication. And then one by one, they started to come over. And from that particular event, we started to build friendships, and then I met Malcolm.
Malcolm Futta was unemployed, had been in trouble with the law, and was growing up in an area historically known as a gang stronghold. At 19, he was already becoming world-weary.
Just same old, wake up, turn on TV, turn on game, pull out my phone, text my friends what they're up to, tell them to come over, just nothing. Honestly, it's boring.
It was this thirst for another way of life which inspired There's a Better Way, a community-led initiative, the brainchild of Constable Green.
Hey, thank you very much for coming again tonight. It's great to see you all here. I go back to probably about 9 months ago when I drove past here on a Thursday night and a Friday night patrolling here, and there were no youth here playing. Most of them were trespassed.
So what started out as a gathering of locals grew into a weekly meeting of up to 100 people to play sport, dance, eat and encourage a different way of life.
We've got a lot of good stuff to do in the future, so it's up and onwards from here.
Since the inception of There's a Better Way, a number of community organisations and businesses have got behind it. The Mayor Butcher provides free sausages, Gilmore's supplies the drinks, the Mount Roskill Community Board has donated a van, and the local firefighters have given their time to some of the young people involved.
This initiative is a very good example of the community being shown what to do and then being able to put that into practice so that we've got some real good positive result at the end of it.
A priority of the initiative is to get the young people before the gangs do.
Kids are everything, that's our future, and we've got to show them what's right and what's wrong.
Fred Tanuvasa belonged to a gang for 6 years, an experience he draws on in his new role.
Anything they need is just for someone just for them to adapt to a different lifestyle, which is surrounding themselves with positive people. So I try and be an example to them and try and be one of those people,
For Malcolm, it's role models like these who make sense. And through the program, he's got himself a job where he's already made an impression.
It's a huge change around with Malcolm himself. The fact that, he is now working full-time. He's like a role model to the other youth in the area.
I go out with my mates, I have fun. But we don't do what we used to do back then.
An encouraging start for There's a Better Way, building pride in the community, one young person at a time.
Yep, my mum, she's proud of me.